A man was about to die, but he couldn't stop worrying about his dog. To help the dog survive the apocalypse, he built a robot. He programmed the robot with everything it needed to know about taking care of a dog, and gave it one strict command. If Finch, the man, was gone, its first duty was to protect the dog. But one final step remained. He had to give the robot eyes. The robot dog got excited when it saw Finch approaching. It thought they were going out to find supplies again. But in the next moment, Finch removed the robot dog's eyes and placed them on the humanoid robot. Luckily, the base had a spare camera, so the robot dog became one-eyed. To escape the deadly UV rays, Finch headed toward San Francisco, but shortly after leaving, a terrifying tornado approached. Finch floored the gas pedal, but he underestimated the tornado's speed. In that moment, he jumped out of the car and grabbed spikes and a winch, trying to anchor the vehicle in place. When he got to the last spike, Finch was too weak to continue, but just then, they made it back into the car. The storm hit hard. The car shook violently, and 3 steel cables snapped one after another. Only the last spike held on. Miraculously, it lasted until the storm ended. Although they survived, one of the tires was damaged. Fortunately, Jeff, the robot, found a spare tire. Unfortunately, Finch didn't have a jack. Feeling hopeless, he watched as Jeff lifted the car by himself. Jeff even joked, "Is this heavy for you?" With Jeff's help, Finch quickly changed the tire, and they kept moving forward. But Finch's health was getting worse. They stopped to rest. As Finch stepped outside, he was surprised to see Jeff sitting in the driver's seat, mimicking Finch's driving. Then, something unexpected happened. Finch heard a strange noise and rushed out. What he saw shocked him. Jeff had lied. He showed signs of self-awareness. Finch knew something was wrong but tried to stay calm. He asked Jeff to bring him his protective suit. Jeff disobeyed and restarted the RV. Finch was furious. His life was ending, and now he couldn't control the robot he created. Holding back his anger, Finch called Jeff to him. Then, without any protection, he reached his hand outside into the sunlight. White smoke rose from his palm. He used this painful method to teach Jeff a lesson. He built Jeff to care for the dog after he was gone. Finch's words deeply hurt Jeff. For a while, he stayed hidden in the back of the RV. Realizing he had gone too far, he offered to teach Jeff how to drive. Jeff lit up with joy. The next day, a butterfly landed on the windshield. Finch was stunned. He reached out carefully and, to his surprise, didn't feel any burning. For the first time in 10 years, the sunlight felt warm. He dressed in a fine suit, sat comfortably in the sun, and ate a can of food he had saved for years. But the peace didn't last. Finch coughed up blood. His time was running out. Jeff tried to help him into the RV, but Finch stopped and hugged Jeff tightly, like a father hugging a child. In that moment, Jeff was no longer just a machine. He had human-like emotions. Not long after, Finch passed away. But Jeff's mission wasn't over. He continued the journey with the dog. 18 hours later, they reached the Golden Gate Bridge, fulfilling Finch's final dream. After a short stop, they moved on, searching for new hope. The end of one road was the beginning of another.